finishing up my post-workout snack. Let's get into this. We're gonna do another whiskey review for you guys today. Just kind of, perusing through my YouTube stuff, and I wanted to pull out a little bit of a different bottle today and kind of do a different video. I know most of my videos up to this point have been focused on, pretty easily accessible bottles. And upon doing some research, kind of getting more involved with the community, I'm realizing that easily accessible is gonna vary. Because I'm watching all these videos and, you've got things like Weller that are really hard to find some places and easy in the other, and Buffalo Trace products and all that stuff. So I'm gonna pivot on some of my videos a little bit because there are things that I am finding that are, I would say, more readily available for me here in Washington State than they would be, let's say, down in some of our southern states. So we're gonna be doing one of those today. And I just figured change it up a little bit. I noticed we're over 100 subscribers on YouTube, which I appreciate. I've got some people that are regularly commenting, so shout out to you guys. I appreciate you. Also, people commenting and getting me connected with other people up here in the Northwest. So it's just really cool. Feels like a community is actually getting built. So figured I'd do something a little bit different today. So I mentioned some things. We're going to switch it up, and this is something that for me is really readily available, but I'm noticing in across different channels that I've watched, it's kind of hard to find in other places. So this is not a first impression video. This bottle has very obviously been opened, but I figured I'd share my thoughts on Eagle Rare. But we're gonna go ahead, we're going to share my thoughts, or I'm gonna share my thoughts on, my neat pour, a little bit of water and over ice. From what I've watched and what I've seen, Eagle Rare is one of those that is hard to come across in some areas. For me, I picked this up, so this was not at one of my big box stores that I normally go to. This was actually at my little local, why is that so hard for me to say? Local liquor store. And this cost me 50 bucks. From what I've heard, that's a pretty decent price. It's not, incredible by any means, but, it's within my acceptable budget of whiskey. And I was just kind of curious. So I haven't had any of this in a while. I've actually had this on my shelf for a bit. So I haven't cracked into it in a bit, but I'm just gonna see. I just am kind of curious, share my thoughts. Do I think it's worth that? If you can find it for that, obviously. So let's get into this. Let's see how Eagle Rare holds up for a $50 bottle of whiskey. Not a bad cork pop. I tell you what, my dishwasher. So we're just gonna do a neat pour. This might be blasphemy to some of you. We're just gonna do the neat pour in the old mason jar because that's nice and clean. So here we go. So yeah, aged 10-year Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. Comes out of the Buffalo Trace distillery. Oh, it even says on the back towards the bottom, feel free to drink Eagle Rare in such classic cocktails as the Manhattan or Whiskey Sour. What I've heard that this bottle goes for like over 100 bucks in some secondary markets, in some areas. So I don't think by any means it's meant to do that, but here we go. We're gonna neat pour and just share my thoughts. Eagle Rare, let's get into it. I mean, it smells good. It's a good smelling bourbon. I mean, obviously, okay, so this obviously is not a first impression. Like I mentioned, I've had this. It's been a while. It's sweeter than I remember the first time I drank this. I don't remember it being that sweet. Incredibly great flavor. What's the proof on this? It's only 90%, or it's only 90 proof, so 45% alcohol. Not a lot of heat, but just, yeah, really sweet. I really like it. I mean, in a neat pour, it's nothing to me that blows my socks off. And again, so this is at my little local shop, and it's always there, and it's always $50. So, I mean, off the neat pour, it's not bad for 50 bucks. Would I pay some of the secondary market prices that I've seen on this, absolutely not. But yeah, I mean, neat. It's not bad. I think it holds its own. Nice and sweet, like I said, which I like. I like the sweeter ones, so I think I kind of lean towards those Buffalo Trace products. But we're gonna add a little bit more into the glass, and then we're gonna add a little bit of water because I've only ever had it neat, so I've never had it with water or on the rocks. So would love to see how that affects it. So here we go. It would even smell sweeter with a little bit of water in there. Down the hatch. Very, very similar. It held up really well. It didn't lose that sweetness. Didn't lose a lot of flavor. It didn't affect the proof nearly as much. I didn't add very much water, but holds up really well to some water, and I like that. If I'm paying $50 for bourbon or any whiskey, I guess I typically drink it neat. So it doesn't usually have to hold up against water, but if I'm throwing it in a cocktail or something, it's got to hold up against some stuff. So I think it holds up well. I don't mind it with water. Still, again, I'm not sad that I paid $50 for the bottle. But now, the true test, we will throw it on the rocks and see how it holds up. But first, I guess I should probably finish this so I can get some fresh whiskey in there. So make that sacrifice real quick. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't see why people go bonkers over it, but it's a good whiskey. But jow, that's not a word. The cork pop is slowly getting worse over these last couple pulls there, so. Only like 3:30, I can't get too lit right now, so we're doing little pours. Smells good. On the rocks, here we go. Yeah, I mean, same old, like little to no proof once it's on the rocks. Really tones down the flavor a lot. Still keeps that sweetness, which I like. I like those sweet flavors, that caramel, vanilla. That's my favorite notes from a bourbon. But yeah, nothing crazy. I honestly, I don't understand the hype. Is it a decent whiskey for 50 bucks? It's not bad. Will I buy it again? I don't know. And I say that a lot, and I really need to finalize these thoughts before I start these videos. Maybe I need to start writing stuff down. That would be a tough one because I feel like compared to some of the whiskeys that I found for even, $30, is it better enough than like Ezra Brooks 99? That was a great whiskey for under 30 bucks. So that's going to be one where I'd probably pick it up for a gift. And if I got a hankering for it, like, man, I haven't had Eagle Rare in a while, I'd love to try it again. And it stays in my local shop for 50 bucks, I might check it out. But I don't think it would be a regular shelf item in my selection. If you can, I would say if you can though, if you can find it for, 50 bucks, give it a shot if you're okay spending 50 bucks on whiskey. It's not bad. It's just not, I don't understand the hype over it. I don't understand, some areas where they're charging, over $100 for this whiskey. Doesn't make sense to me, but to each their own. And yeah, if you see it for 50 bucks, I'd say maybe give it a shot. See if it's for you. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys again. Like I said, we're at 100 subscribers. We're working our way up. Thank you to those that have been, commenting and sharing their ideas. So if you do see this, please please comment. Let me know what whiskeys you guys think I should try next. Please subscribe, and we'll just continue to grow and get involved with the whiskey community here. So till then, we'll see you guys on another day.